Hello! So I'm very excited today. Today I bring you a recreation of a home, an apartment-style home, from another video game. Now, this is where I feel like I could split into two tangents. People who do not give a flying duck about whatever the game is. We're building a nice family apartment with a strong yellow theme. For people who do give a flying duck, imagine your own quack sound effects, if you please. About the game, we are recreating the apartment from The Baby in Yellow. The horror game, or comedy horror game, in some parts also, that I finally got around to playing last month. Good old October. Great excuse to get on your backlog of recently released, but slightly less recent horror games. It's so good. I love it. Even if you don't like horror games, if you can watch the first chapter of it, and it really is just sort of comedic. You can tell there's something. The first chapter is you're just a babysitter. You can tell there's maybe something a little off about the baby, but for the most part, it's just kind of comical babysitting. Chapters 2 and 3, if you ain't into horror, don't bother. Just do not pass go. Do not collect 200 simoleons. But I had to build the house. I'm very excited because, again, if you are into the game, if you would like to watch my playthrough, it's on my other channel. It's on the Shrimp Chew channel. The last episode of what is currently out of the game is up now. You can binge watch to your heart's content. If you just want a nice family apartment build, here we are. Aren't I thoughtful? I think of both categories of people. Okay, sorry, moving on. It's a nice little 2-bedroom family apartment. It has, kitchen, oddly enough. That's what we're working on. It's honestly, it's interesting even watching my build back, because there's so many little things that I know going in. Like, there's so many placeholder items. There's things that I know don't look like the game, but I'm just trying to build the general shape, and then I'll like I am with the kitchen, come back with the counters, and then figure out the exact wall angles and spacing. And as I have rambled in probably every speed build of everything I've ever recreated from a game or a show or whatever, it's always a bit of fun working out the ratio of sim squares to realistic recreation. Sometimes, you look at a space and go, that's probably about 3 sim squares. Then you build it in game and go, no, 3 sim squares way too much or way too little. So it's a bit of trial and error. It's fun. Oh yeah, this is where I spent about a year trying to find that. There it was. Wait, did I go past it a bunch of times before finding it? I mean, I knew I had to because I was looking in the right categories, but obviously I didn't see it all those times. This is the tiny living, little... Hi, phone. You want to interrupt me? Thank you. Everybody, shout out to my friend on Snapchat. Yeah, that thing. The little oven mitts and the kettle and the shelf and stuff. So I was like, okay, that's probably... It's not quite the shelf from the game, but I feel like it's got the most essence of it for all the items in The Sims. And yes, the little, prep bowl on the scales thing from Home Chef Hustle is being a placeholder for, the eggs. But otherwise, I feel like the kitchen has came out pretty nice. I mean, I like to say, obviously there's always going to be variation for what is actually in the Sims game to be able to use the closest possible option to recreate something. Don't get me started in debating on the yellow walls you can see here. But I feel like I've done a good effort. I'm pretty proud. I feel like you could look at this and go, oh, yeah. If you knew the apartment you have, sorry. So involuntary, as you may have briefly noticed as we zipped past the staircase. So there's a curved wall beside it that you might have noticed it's disappeared now. It kept disappearing as I was working on things around the main floor. So I did eventually, I think I cut out. I did spend a while going back and replacing it and do this, that. And then I just gave up and was like, fine, I will place you once I'm finished with this floor. Because I don't know what your problem is. Curved wall problems, I guess. I don't use them enough. I don't even know the extent of it. I know they're not the most cooperative things at times. I spent a while with the mirror because, oh gosh, if we had that is it the Parenthood one that's the round one with like the little flower stickers? If we had that in like the goldy creamy swatch without stickers, that would have been perfect. But we didn't. I was like, no. Also, full disclaimer, obviously if you've played the game you know, but a lot of the rooms are kind of dimly lit. So, whilst not so much downstairs, the lighting is better downstairs, but especially upstairs, and especially in the main bedroom, I did feel like I was doing a bit of guesswork for like, is that a light shade of green or some kind of shade of grey on the walls? So I might have some creative liberties taken, but I was just trying to go match what my eyeballs saw the best. Oh, and if you've played the game, you know there's the little cat collectibles scattered around the place. I have included at least some of those. That to anyone not familiar with the game, that's why you're going to see, there's the first one, that's why you're going to see a few random little black cats dotted around the place. But you know what, you can just move in your family and like one of them's, you know, cat obsessed, they have little cat figures, or you can delete them, because you know, if you choose to download this, and it is on the gallery, I think it is just the Baby in Yellow apartment. The name I will mention either in the title or description of this video, don't worry. And my gallery ID is Shrimpchu, if you are looking. Also, the angle of that, like where the changing table is, I feel like whenever you recreate things from other games, it's so interesting because recreating it, you go, this is a weird angle. Does this work? Why is this a thing? But obviously it looks fine in the other game, it's fine. And even, you know, things from real life, like, look really weird and you're like, that's a weird choice. But you know what, sometimes buildings are just weird and that's okay. That toy box. I feel like this could be a very controversial thing, except not that controversial. I both want more options for the toy box in The Sims, but I also don't. Because right in game, the toy box, I mean, I know that chest is a toy box and it's functional. Like, it is the item it should be, but the one in the Baby in Yellow is like, it's curved, it has a bunch of like gold stars, yellow stars on it, it's different colors, it has toys written on it in big letters, like it's just very like, I don't know, a classic cliche child toy box idea, because I feel like the ones in The Sims are very, well, I mean, I guess maybe modern, but definitely more like, I don't know, sleek, streamlined. Where's my chaotic, here's a bunch of shapes and colors one? Only in this moment. I won't care again past this video, you know, until I come across something else that has a nice vibes toy box. Yeah, see that missing curved wall there. Though I do edit the stairs. I believe I cut it out because, but they do curve, like they go up and then they turn to the left a bit, but that does not make compelling gameplay, does it? But I'm really proud of how this is turning out. The wall in the game has little like the little shelves, but it's like indents in the wall, like it doesn't sit out, it sits in, but obviously can't really do that with walls in The Sims, so this will do. And yes, there's little basketball things. There's one upstairs as well, which is in the kids' room and makes sense. This one, I guess, is just, sure, why not? Maybe the parents are really into basketball, or maybe it has everything to do with the achievement linked to putting things through the hoop. All things do count. I also took a little bit of creative liberties with the upstairs hallway. Strictly speaking, I think it should probably consistently be one sim square. But it didn't feel right to do that, so I did a little angled wall and then made it 2. There's 3 rooms upstairs. I know it's 2 bedroom. If you really wanted, you can convert the other room into a little bedroom. It's like master bedroom, nice little laundry storage room that leads up to the attic, which is not questionable at all, and then the kids' room. And a little ensuite that I took complete creative liberties, because you don't see that at all. You see there's a door in the main bedroom, but that's it. So creative liberties kind of went off of the other bathroom. I'm really proud of this. I'm sure there's gotta be a better item in there. I'm trying to recreate a crown there. So the kids' room has a little poster of like a sheep and a crown above it. So it's not quite a crown, but it is golden, and I think it fits the vibe. I tried, my friends. Oh yeah, this room I entirely based around how much space does the crib take up. Because everything's quite neatly packed. You know what, in some ways it reminds me of my own childhood room. Not in terms of anything decoration-wise or layout-wise, but just in the neatly, like, every space around the walls it goes furniture, next furniture, next furniture, gap for window, next furniture. But yeah, it's quite cozy. You know what, if you didn't know, a slightly questionable infant occupied it. Pretty nice little room. You know, this is where I want more star decorations for like kid vibes or big kid vibes, because whilst I like those hanging ones, in the game it's just like bigger single stars dotted around the walls, so not quite the same vibe, but close enough. But it's cozy. Like, you got your little cot, you got a little chair for reading, little table, and then there is another toy box, nice little window. Other side has like a big bookcase shelf thing. I think it's just a gap, and then there's a bin in front of the bookcase. There's something else beside the... Like, there's something beside the thingy in the wall. Oh yeah, I'm spending forever here trying to find a book. I want to place a debug, actual toddler's book. I do eventually get my organized debug. I leave the game, come back, and you know, I've made it come back. Speak to me again. I undid my mistakes. But the toddler book, Baby Bill and the Bobcat, I chose that one because in game it is a book about a cat and the kid. So it was fitting. It was very fitting. Very, very yellow. Very, very yellow. But I kind of, you know, it's kind of nice being, I know I'm recreating something and going off its color scheme, but it's kind of nice using colors I don't always often use. I'm definitely more of a either complete neutrals or like purples, reds, blues. I mean, I'm not saying I've never used yellow. I say with like that one time I built like a bee themed house, just color scheme wise, blaring in my brain. But it's been a while. Nice change. That was it. The little like poofy footstool seat thingaroo, that was it. And then the radiator. We need more radiators in The Sims. There's so many styles of radiator out there. We could have so many. Oh yes, the trains. The kid in the game has like a, you know, like the kids train sets that have like the wooden track and everything. Like, it's one of those sets. Beautiful. Could we get more stuff like that? Like, I'm not saying kid stuff pack 2.0, but I feel like there's a lot of like classic like kids items that are Sims lack. Stuff like, you know, that kind of train track with the wooden tracks. Or we don't have one, right? I feel like maybe I've seen a CC one and it's not something we have in game, but you know, like the like the rugs you'd get that would be either like a zoo. I had a zoo one, or like the little like full-on little city with all the little roads and stuff, like that sort of stuff. Kids, you know, okay, you know what? Childhood nostalgia pack. There we go. Come on, everyone's targeting nostalgia. You can see all your like 90s cartoons merch everywhere. Nostalgia's in. It's always in. It's just, you know, particular to my nostalgia right now. Laundry room. It's literally the laundry machines, and 3 levels of shelving, complete with old TV, various tins and cans, and it's mostly boxes. It really is mostly boxes. Trying to match up all the like big box, little box sat on top of. I feel like I took some creative liberties with breaking up a bit from just boxes. Can't remember what item I used though. I know I put a little old radio beside the TV just because I think there is another thing that looks like it could be an old electronic on one of those shelves, but also partly I just wanted to break up the box monotony. It doesn't look like in the game it looks okay. In The Sims it was like, this is too many boxes. Too many boxes. And then there's just like a little cupboard wiring electrical-iness bit to the other side of the door, and that's really it in this room. Like, it is just the laundry and the storage, and then the ladder leading up to the attic, which has nothing questionable going on whatsoever. But it's okay, dear simmers, yes. If you're not wanting the weird and wonderful things of the Baby in Yellow, it works as just your Sims hobby space. You just might want to add a couple more lights. There we go. And the nice little things. I do change that cabinet I'm using for one of the debug, like city living, like actual like electrical box thingy maroos. Very professional I am. Yes, whenever I came back to be like, yes, the other items on this bookcase. Because I was building this just Sims on one screen, other screen the recordings of like my playthrough of the game. So I was just like, every time I was going into a new room, I was like, pause, every like time a slight turn around. So there was a lot of me going, no, wait, what? Look in that corner. No, when do I get there? So sometimes there's things that I don't like, I didn't get to do until later in the playthrough. So I was like watching, I was like, fine, I'll go on to this next room, then I'll come back. Hence the, you know, like the little things on top of the bookcase in the kids' room. And then the towels and stuff up there. Oh yes, little red toolbox, because there's one of those more like typical, like stereotypical little red toolboxes with like a handle. They got one of those in that room. We don't got one of those in The Sims. That's it, it's the phone landline I put there, because there's something of a similar shape. I actually can't remember now. But there's something of a similar shape. Maybe it is just an old lunchbox, so I kind of put the vibe there for both. And now we have a beautiful master bedroom. It's a simple enough room, you know, wardrobe, desk, 2 bedside tables, a little chair by the desk, and a nice little door that goes into a, what I will presume is a ensuite. Which, don't worry, I will cover the fact that extractor fan is sticking up through the floor from the kitchen. I just said through the floor from the ceiling, which, I mean, technically true, but not what I wanted to say. I'm still so happy. That picture there is really similar. Like, it captures the essence of the one in the Baby in Yellow game very well. You know what? I want like a decorative item that is just a bunch of hangers on like a rail, like a hanging rail, because there's those shelves in game, and then under it is just a rail with a few hangers and like a handbag on it, which we don't really have very many things with a hanging handbag, and we don't really have anything that's just hangers. The only thing is the like very full clothes rails. So it's like, I'll make do with this little coat and hat. A hat's kind of like a handbag, right, guys? Right? You believe me. It's okay, I'll go sit in the corner and be quiet now. It's okay. Oh yeah, this desk, there's a lot of sticky notes on like the wall in front of it, and like little notes and drawings and stuff. So I've tried to use the little notebook with the pen to be like, yeah, all your scribbles, and the little, that is the, if you have Strangeville, that's the little note that they leave like at your house about your fridge and stuff. That's that. And I've tried to use various pieces of artwork to, you know, replace the sticky notes on the wall, because we don't quite have that. And we have the fire extinguisher there, which, you know, is it just nice fire safety in your nice normal family apartment? Or is it a slight emergency item for some suspicious, spooky goings on? We may never know. Unless you go watch my playthrough of the Baby in Yellow, and then play it yourself. I do really recommend it. Like, even like if you just like chill comedy, fun games, play the first chapter. If you like chill comedy games that dip into horror and then go further into horror, play the whole game. It's good. It's so good. It's beautiful. But I do hope either way that you are enjoying this build, because it's fun. I love recreating things in The Sims. As much, I feel like I ping pong strongly from like constantly just recreating things to constantly building things off of my own brain. And wow, part of that's just procrastination. Sometimes it's easier to build off of your own brain than getting all of the references for recreating something. But I love seeing it like attach. What is going on? Why did I stop so long? Oh well, it's happened. But yeah, like it's sometimes easier just winging it rather than all of the references to make sure this is accurate. Oh, this out here. It is literally just a half yellow, half red wall, but the only like wall that is like that is that, and it's completely the wrong shades for the red, but whatever. Also, I love this mat because its little description is all like, gee, signal for like a cult or something, or secret organization, who knows? Which I thought was a nice little vibe. Also still kind of looking like a reasonably normal welcome mat. So this hallway is indeed inspired by the hallway right outside. It's a rough recreation. There's maybe a few less doors and, you know, the spacing might be a bit off, but we have a lift. We have everything. I have tried. This place is definitely work in progress as far as around the apartment goes. There's an entrance, there's the 2 hallways up and down, but that is it. I do intend, there's a second apartment from the game that I'm going to build on the ground level, and then I'm hoping to not expand, but work on the outside a bit more to make it look more like just a typical apartment building. But for this, it was just, I want to build the main apartment and be done. Partly because after I was done, I was like, I'm done. I don't really have the patience to properly do the exterior. So I'm building the attic here now, but I do just sort of enclose it all, do all the wall paint, make the roofing kind of nice, and call it a day. It's like a work in progress shell around the apartment, which is done. But yeah, your attic is just like a ladder up into a little room with some paintings, and then you go through a little archway into a big long room that has more artwork and paintings, mostly like sketches and doodles and such. So with some portraits, don't get me wrong, there's the portraits and then there's all the sketches and doodles, so I've used a lot of that, what is it, model of human form or whatever, you know, the one that's the little like typical artist sketch work of people. That's used a lot. And then there's a nice little easel at the end, and yeah, it's a dark corridor, guys. Like I said, totally normal attic, nothing weird going on whatsoever. And if you just want a nice little normal sim with their nice little painting studio, just add a couple more lights. It's fine. They have their paint and their paint brushes. Just a little more light's all they need. Ignore everything else. The best part is, you know what? That mirror over at the other end of the room, nothing weird at all about it. It is genuinely just there in that attic. Whatever could be the weird part, well, you'll just have to play the game, won't you? That's not even, I mean, I could use it to shamelessly plug my playthrough, but that's not even, listen, just, it's a great game. I loved it. I'm so happy I finally got around to playing it. Ensuite, I took my liberties with. I also, you know, actually gave a bath and a shower, which is, I feel like the bath is all nice and planned and the shower's just shoved in, but I've tried to shove it in nicely. Like, it's kind of like, yes, the sink and then the bath, and then the sort of unintentional but kind of intentional like walk-in wet room vibe of the shower toilet area. So I was like, if I just put in a little divider, it looks like some kind of fancy, no, does it look like a fancy interesting design choice, or does it look like, yes, an apartment, it's crammed in? You can decide, you can be the judge, but really happy with this. I think it's turned out quite nice. Definitely, I think it has the vibes, the essence of the actual Baby in Yellow. Excuse me, I'm talking too long, but thank you for watching. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Be careful what babysitting jobs you take, and I will see you whenever I next build something and actually upload it.